Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Yippee! I'm excited. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you why I'm excited. It's a beautiful Friday evening in the city of Lagos, ladies and gentlemen. Please pardon me for being this elated, okay? I haven't seen this person in a very long time. And he actually berated me this evening. He walked in majestically. All right. It's a beautiful day in the city of Lagos. It rained a little bit, so that the weather, the temperature is a little bit cool. So please, I need you to take from me the excitement I have. All right, please. I'm happy because I like when we have intelligible conversations with persons who understand their audience, persons who are intellectually deep and know how to give us exponential details about issues in Nigeria's polity. My name is Esther Wachuku. I officially welcome you to the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And on the Evening Rush, we look at issues across Nigeria's socio-economic and political landscape. All right, we look at the hot topics that actually are worth the conversation this evening. We also give you some inserts, that is real life events that took place, reactions to some of the conversations that we'd like to have here. And I must tell you that today is quite the day. I wouldn't lie to you, but there are some of this information that we have on the hot topic today that I feel requires proper clarification as to how these issues can be properly analyzed or talked about. All right. So yes, interestingly, so today, you know that Nnamdi Kanu's case was brought up in court. I'm sure a lot of us know basically that he appeared in court today, and the cross-examination continues. I know that we're not meant to really look into details in that matter since the cross-examination is still on, but a couple of, let's say, developments are coming up based on what the star witness, or let's not call him the star witness, DSS witness, whom is being referred to as PW3A, has been disclosing to us. And we would like to look at some of the tidbits that he's been releasing. In the cross-examination today, he confirmed what the Nigerian military told us last week, that very soon Simon Ekpa will be extradited to Nigeria. But to remember that the legal representative of Simon Ekpa in Finland said that such an information was false because the cable reached out to them. They didn't see it in their own website. All right. And so the cable reached out to them and also reached out to the lawyer. And the lawyer said the trial is still continuing in Finland. He's going to appear very soon, but he doesn't know anything about any extradition. So maybe the federal government is also working on ensuring that he's extradited while he's dealing with his case in Finland. So we don't know how that particular information was brought up. So it could be on the question from the prosecuting counsel that, possibly permitted that man to give that response. We'll look into that anyway in the course of the program. Now, let's look at the case of Natasha Akpoti. You know that her case is still on. I would like us to listen to something one Sandra Duru, known as Professor Mbeke, because that name is actually somehow. So, she said quite a lot. Number one, I'm going to list them out. She said that Natasha wanted to pay her 200 million to blackmail Godswill Akpabio as someone who is into organ harvesting and human trafficking. That's one. The second thing she also said was that Natasha paid Arise Television and Rufai Seni for the award that she received on their platform. You know that she received an award on their platform. This particular Sandra Drew, known as Professor Mbeke, is alleging that she paid for that award. I want us to take a listen to her, because when information like this comes up, let's hear from the horse's mouth, so it doesn't seem as if somebody is just speculating. We are yet to wait for Natasha Akpoti's response, because it's very vital that we get Natasha Akpoti's response to the allegation of this woman. It's either she would sue her in court, tell her to bring in the evidence that she says she has to tender, okay, and then we'll get reactions from this particular information that came up.
All she said to me, I recorded everything. And where she got it wrong was the trip she planned. I knew about the trip, how she was going to go to Lagos, how they would go to Arise TV, do their stuff. There's a particular man that Arise TV what's that man's name? Rufai. That Rufai took it personal. She told me all sorts of things. She told me about Rufai, how they were planning the award, how she sponsored the award, how they're going to use helicopter, everything. I didn't want to be a part of it. And I didn't want to talk to anybody about it. I thought everything I've said to her has gone in as a woman to make peace. I said, skip over it. Don't do that. Enough of the tea. You will hear the voice when I play now. I said, enough. I said, if I knew you earlier, Natasha, if I knew you before now, I would not have allowed you to go out there and be talking. Would have taken care of that. I took care of mine with the DGSSS, AZ Gazama, Dr. John Ndanusa Akanya. There was nothing like sexual harassment. We handled the things that the professional things, the administrative errors, and I proved the point intellectually, intelligently, and administratively. I handled it. And in less than 7 days, they were sacked. DGSSS is alive, Gazama, but I'm not bragging about it. I'm only saying that there are better ways to handle things if you are on the side of the truth. Natasha has no single truth. Natasha has no conscience. Natasha is on a mission to destroy men. And I have sons. And I want to tell her, it's no longer the battle between her and the Senate. It's a battle between her and God Almighty and myself. Because I cannot watch her destroy our men. I cannot watch her destroy our sons. I cannot watch Natasha destroy our daughters who are following her blindly, hailing her and clapping for her. What does that mean? Somebody is doing what is not right. You are clapping. Is irresponsible behavior something we should all be adoring or clapping or applauding, or what do you mean? Indiscipline? Careless utterances? Making claims without evidences? And emotionally blackmailing Nigerians and still calling them hungry and gullible? Calling somebody like Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, oh, auntie, I'm highly disappointed that you're a useful idiot. And fear. What have you got to do with this? You have to answer. I have written to your international body here in the United States. So let's go back to it. Now, let me show you guys evidences here. Let's take it one at a time to prove to you guys that Natasha knows me. Natasha called me. Call logs don't lie. Everything has been investigated. You will all hear it. And let me also remind Nigerian police, I'm sure you're watching me. I have reported beyond you and even above and beneath. I will see how you will handle this case of Natasha and all her false allegations without evidences. And let me tell you something, Nigerians. Please, my brothers and sisters, I beg you. I beg you. I beg you. If anybody brings anything to you on the public domain, please ask for evidence. If I didn't ask for evidence, I would have continued to fight. Without knowing, I would have been, maybe one day should have called me another useful idiot. And by then would have destroyed lives and careers and messed up the name of our country.
Yes, that is Professor Mbeke, known as Dr. Sandra Duru. That's what she had to say about Natasha Akpoti. Like I said, I'm waiting for Natasha to respond to this. She needs to respond to this allegation, and if this woman is saying that she has evidence on the conversation she had with Natasha concerning the fact that Natasha said that she wants to be the Kogi state governor at some point, and that she's going to make sure that Godswill Akpabio is removed as a Senate president. She also said that Obi Ezekwesili was used, and also alleged that she paid for the award she got on Arise television. Meanwhile, Nigerian politician Mohammed Abdullahi has called on the Senate president Godswill Akpabio to directly address the sexual harassment allegations leveled against him by Senator Natasha Akpoti Udwagan and others, instead of hiding behind a smear campaign fueled by hired blackmailers and image launderers. Abdullah expressed dismay over Akpabio's alleged use of a controversial female professor in a coordinated media offensive aimed at discrediting Natasha and shielding himself from public accountability. He noted the professor's contradictory conduct, particularly her public denial of ties to Akpabio while simultaneously revealing his private phone number as evidence of a dishonest and coordinated agenda. Also, he described the professor's involvement suit as part of a wider distraction campaign, accusing her of being a known figure with a tainted record, having previously been exposed in various reports for alleged fraud and criminal activities. So he's telling Akpabio, rather than you actually facing the allegations with honor, why are you relying on these public, those whose public credibility is non-existent, and you're working on hired blackmailers? He also questioned the professor's academic credentials, casting doubt on her professional title and urging relevant authorities to verify her qualification. So yes, a couple of analysts, I think, Nigerians have actually responded to this particular video she published that actually went viral online. Another thing to look into is the president's son. Nigerians feel that the president needs to put his son on a leash. What that means, I don't know. They feel that the president's son is working around uncoordinated and getting himself unnecessarily involved in things that he's not supposed to get himself involved in. That lately he's been more in the news than his father, and if he's been given any public or any portfolio to be represented with or to work on, then let the presidency tell Nigerians what portfolio it is that he is to be ascribed as, rather than being involved in a couple of activities that Nigerians consider to be too street-like, and that he should be above that. And that is because of the NANS president, Atiku Abubakar Issa, who said that he was abducted or kidnapped because he was offered 100 million naira by the president's son to actually push his ambition possibly for 2027, and that he declared the said sum, and afterwards he was abducted, tortured, brutalized, stripped naked, videoed, and he mentioned a couple of persons' names. Let's take a brief listen to him.
Invited to Lagos to meet with Sheyi. I met with Sheyi and the Minister for Youth. The Minister for Youth, when he saw me, he hugged me in Lagos. We talked, and I was to be offered 100 million naira. But the thing is, it's not all about money. There are things which I stand for. You cannot ask me to begin to promote a president who has not done something for me to say he has done it. If he does something good, I will promote him. We will support him as the president and commander-in-chief. But where he is, you cannot say I should keep quiet. I won't do that. That we couldn't settle. And they felt that I'm being stubborn not to accept money and to come to Lagos without accepting money and going back. So they planned my abduction, and on the 15th, I was abducted. Of April, I was abducted, stripped naked, beaten seriously, in collaboration with the MD of NTA. The MD of NTA, I was packaged to NTA to make involuntary statement that I am no longer, that I have renounced my position as NANS president. I did that to gain my freedom, but immediately I released a press statement that I was forced, it was under duress, and because I was naked, I was beaten. They claimed that they will share the video. That Sheikh told them that they can share the video, nothing will happen. And that even if they kill me, he will order. That was the word Ladoja used. It is Ladoja that is telling me this. That he will instruct, yes, he will instruct the Inspector General of Police to cover it up. And if he doesn't do that, that he will go. So I now ask, even this morning when somebody was telling me that, you know who Sheyi is, I say, yes, Sheyi is an ordinary citizen like myself. He's not occupying any official position. I told them yesterday, I made it clear, that even if I'm coming to this hall and I'll be shot, I'll still come to this hall. At the end, today, the inauguration is concluded and I'm the NANS president. I want Nigerians to know what has happened and that we are not going to give up, and that Sheyi can do anything he wants to do. He's already in this hotel. This inauguration wouldn't have held. You can see the organization is not correct. See the way the things was hardly done. I told the MC, quickly start. Don't do no protocol. Do the inauguration as long as though they will be arresting or killing the NANS president now, who controls over 40 million Aluta forces. So I want to, for the want of time, I don't want to take much of our time, but I've told you in brief. So we cannot say, the most important thing which my government, which we want to do as leaders of NANS, is that we will fight the cultists. We will take away cultism from NANS, the touts from NANS. They are just a bunch of touts and criminal elements. When politicians want to do anything, they recruit them to do all of these things, and that is what we have come to fight. I need your support for us to be able to do this, because without you supporting me, supporting our leadership, there's no way we'll be able to achieve this, because these people have gone far. They have no shame. I want to say, finally, that Sheyi Tinubu is a very bad example to the Nigerian youth. And the worst thing that will happen to Nigeria will be for Sheyi Tinubu to become the governor of Lagos State. He has no shame, he has no character. I have been strapped naked. He has my video in his phone. If we are in a country where things work, they are supposed to trace that in his phone, and he should be prosecuted. I do not know if what he wants to do with my naked video in his phone. It is also in the phone of the senior special assistant to the president on student affairs. The secretary, when we went to submit a letter to the Minister of Defense, the essay to the Minister of Defense told him that he saw my naked video while they were beating me. That is also in his own phone. This is the country that we are, but they are making a mistake with the wrong person. The honest solution to this is for them to do the right thing, or they should quickly terminate my life. I thank you very much for listening.
All right, that's Atiku Abubakar Isa, and he said categorically that Sheyi Tinubu was the one that was behind what happened to him. And Sheyi Tinubu, coming out to respond, said that wow, they are going through any means to defame him. That's what he said. He said this is a means to defame him and defame his personality. He said he has never held a meeting to discuss any subject matter with Comrade Isa in Lagos or anywhere else in the world. He said he has never knowingly met him before, neither did he visit any location with thugs. He said, how can someone lie with so much confidence? Wow, and attempt to defame my character? May God be with you, Comrade Atiku Isa. Meanwhile, an ex-NANS Senate president disclosed via a television interview that the involvement of the president's son, that is Sheyi Tinubu, in the activities of NANS made the organization porous and factionalized. I would have played that particular audio, but due to time, I want my analyst to speak. The big question about the National Association of Nigerian Students, that association used to be the pulsating board, the heartbeat of institutions across Nigeria, that anytime the university management misbehaves, anytime they try to take the students for granted, anytime they try to bill them, all right, without any due explanation as to why either their tuition fees has increased, either their hostel accommodation fees have increased, or even materials, or if they do not have labs for them to carry out their practicals, they will stage protests to the extent that the federal government would need to intervene. Do you know that association, that organization has become an organization that political bigwigs and political bureaucrats use for election malpractice and thuggery? It has become so bad that institution no longer has any form of integrity or sanctity. Maybe very few persons, but it now seems like it's a government project. So the question is this: what would the president's son be doing, having any form of relationship with those people? That's a big question. Now, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to urgently rein in his family members, particularly his son Sheyi, who appears determined to purchase political loyalty for his father by any means necessary, including coercion, violence, and intimidation. Atiku made this known through his media aide, Paul Ibe, in a statement today. Atiku said the serious allegations made by the president of the National Association of Nigerian Students, Comrade Atiku Isa, alleging physical assaults, abduction and inducement at the hands of Sheyi Tinubu are deeply alarming and strikes at the core of democratic norms and civil liberty. Okay, so that's one angle we're looking into. Meanwhile, the Labour Party held its National Executive Council meeting, and they say they intend to probe Alex Oti, the governor of Abia State. The meeting today was supposedly, the speculation is ahead of the Anambra elections later this year in November. But, you know, we did not hear of Peter Obi or Alex Oti being part of the meeting, but the Abure-led faction has said they want to probe Alex Oti. We don't know for what or why, but that's their only governor in that party. These are quite a lot of issues we'll be talking about this evening. Let me now introduce my guest that made me quite excited this evening. First of all, I'm introducing to you Mr. Tochukwu Ezukama, who is a political, national and social affairs commentator, also a researcher and an author. Mr. Tochukwu, good evening and thank you for joining us today.
Good evening.
Happy Friday to you.
Thank you so very much for having me.
Yes, I appreciate you taking your time to come in here. The person that made me elated, because it's been a very long time, I'd been pursuing him, like, you know, Barrister Evans Ufeli. He is a legal practitioner. Not just that, he's now an internet verified. In fact, Barrister Evans Ufeli, please, I need you to give us that new title. Please tell us.
Well, good evening, Nigeria.
Good evening.
The title is not anything. It's just
something. It's something.
Well, Well, I've been. I passed the New York bar. That's just it.
Oh shit!
Okay,
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Okay, New
Just,
York.
just one careless feather added to.
It's not been so. What is one kind? It's not been
So
so.
you can practice law in
Yeah.
the state of New York.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
You
They
see
will,
what I'm
they
carrying?
will now be paying you in dollars instead of
You see
naira.
my shoulder is high. If I need an
I have
international
not-
representation,
I have not
I need to
started-
be hanging
I have
much
not started
closer
the
and
practice.
closer
you're
to you.
Aquaman. You're
So
feeling
I
me.
can, I can share in the dollar.
Exactly.
I have not started the practice though.
Barrister Evans Bailey, good evening and thank you for joining us today.
Good evening. Thank you.
I'm so-
good evening, Nigerians.
I'm so happy that you're here.
Very well.
Barrister Evans, let's start off with the case of Sheyi Tinubu.
Yeah.
Lately, he's been quite involved in a couple of, I don't know, lately it is not promising. From when he went to Borno to give gift items and he was rapping and talking about his father, to this recent allegation, although he said that he doesn't know anything about this guy. For this man to come out and make this statement audaciously, it means that the man is ready to die. He's not afraid. I mean, whatever it is that could happen. How would you react to this?
Well, the allegations are very weighty.
Very weighty.
Especially when the adverse party himself, that's Sheyi Tinubu, have countered all the allegations leveled against him. So we were not there. I mean, I don't know how many persons who witnessed it. Eyewitnesses have not spoken. I mean, that would have given us a level of insight into what may have transpired if eyewitnesses, were there and all that. But for me, I think Sheyi Tinubu have been in the news for the very wrong reasons. And I said it before when he went to the north then. We were talking about how people are coming for the father and the rest of that. The young man seems not to be aware of the level of privilege he has. He's not aware. Maybe his association to, or his level of education or insight into things ordinarily he could have done with the influence he has. I see him as someone who, if he's well informed, should be setting up tech hubs across the regions. It's not a government official. I mean, he doesn't have to do it. But I see him as someone who should have, with his influence, come closer to the youths and, whatever it is he can do to help them to grow in any way possible. That is what he should be doing. Okay? If he's not going to do that, he should stay away from the corridors of power, because when you see him in executive council meeting, sometimes we're told that he's prioritized over ministers, and sometimes you just see him here and there. But as a youth that he ought not to be found around such kind of allegation of he's beating someone, he's offering. All these are allegations, like I said before.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't be.
They beat him up.
He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be in that
pictures.
light at all. Because I mean, the young man who is saying that it was Sheyi Tinubu that did this. I mean, is he insane? I mean, I don't think so. Is he a child? Has he lost his memory? Is he accusing the wrong person? Could it have been true that at his age he was beaten, he was offered bribe, all the allegations? Could all that be false? Okay, and why is it that Sheyi Tinubu is speaking as a person who did all that to him? Why? Why not someone else? Why not, if he's not involved directly or indirectly? I'm not saying he's involved, but I'm saying out of the multitude of persons in the country, why should it be him that the guy is talking about? Well, the guy will need to talk more. He will need to talk more, and he will need to provide evidence, maybe pictorial, video, whatever, showing how Sheyi Tinubu orchestrated whatever it is. Because what he's saying now, the person in question has debunked it. And having debunked it, the burden of proof has gone back to him. I mean, the victim. And that burden of proof has gone back to him. He needs to discharge it. And he will do that. He will be believed if he's able to show concrete pictorial, video, or whatsoever kind of evidence that will truly put Sheyi Tinubu in the spotlight. That is the only remedy to this issue.
If he was abducted, he
Or
wasn't
witnesses.
abducted with anyone, so he's the only one that can say what happened with him. And like we said, unfortunately, there's no other witness. But if this is the case, is it just for Seyi Tinubu to come out and say, "Wow, they are trying to defame me"? If you know that you're innocent, then take him to court.
Yeah, because he has debunked it. That's what I mean. Having debunked it, there's no the onus has moved to the victim again. The moment he came out and said, "This is what Seyi Tinubu did to me. This is how he naked me." I mean, the settlements will usually rest on sympathy. Okay, and people who are concerned we want to say, why would Seyi Tinubu do this? Okay, but the moment Seyi Tinubu came out and said that I didn't do this, I know nothing about this, I've never met this guy, the onus then move from Seyi Tinubu back to the victim.
Okay.
So it's the victim now that need to now show true, clear, concrete material evidence.
What material do you need him to present?
Started with the pictorial evidence.
With those pictures,
bruised
but like
faces,
you
bruised
it
said,
started with that, but
there's nothing.
Was Seyi Tinubu in the
Picture.
those pictures?
He couldn't have directly inflicted the wounds on him. It was his men.
Use
that
some
were
thugs.
out
I'm just trying to be fair to both sides,
Okay.
because I mean, you upon allegation,
He's speaking as a legal
people should
practitioner and
not-
what they would consider.
People should not be crucified on the basis of allegation. That certain steps must be taken. Okay, it could be true that the guy did it and is denying it. Okay, it could be false. Whichever way it is, you cannot then lay blame or culpability on him squarely just so because he said it. It's not enough. It's not enough. If there are eyewitnesses that corroborates what he has said, then it makes
So
sense.
if he goes to court and
Yes,
some of these
yeah,
things
yeah,
you
if he
mentioned
goes-
is not available,
Yeah,
it
he
could
can
be
go to court, bring an action for assault and battery against him. Then the court will now probe. The court will start to look at where was he at a particular day, in a particular time. And then the court will look at evidence available. The evidence that is going to be tendered by the victim himself
okay.
may inculpate or exculpate, Seyi Tinubu. That is what it is.
All right. Now let's look at National Association of Nigerian Students, Barrister Evans. There was a time that organization was a major. It was just like how the NLC was when they were like the heartbeat of this nation. The federal government do not really like to have a face-off with the NLC because it could literally shut down the economy of the nation, and the federal government has no choice but to negotiate with the NLC. That was how the National Association of Nigerian Students were, especially when it had to dealing with a couple of inappropriations or the executive order from the management of university or institutions. But right now, the organization seems to be a tool for political brigandage and a couple of anomalies. You heard what the NANS president said, that it's really bad. The rot is so bad. A lot of them are not there for the interests or represent the interests of the students as the body is being ascribed as, but they're there for personal reasons, and political stalwarts, the political bureaucrats, use the persons in that institution for whatever personal whims and caprices. How would you describe what was said, and how would you see these individuals in that organization being used as tools during elections?
Now, when NANS used to be a citadel of leadership, just like the SUG in the university, it's actually the first entrance of a student into leadership. Why it is designed to mold people on practical application of leadership skills.
All right.
Okay, that is the original idea. Now, it got to a point when the politicians came and they eroded it by, using it for political campaign, using it for snatching ballot boxes, turn it around, use it for vendetta against opponents and the rest of that. And what they do is that they go there and hijack the programs of these institutions, give them gratification, give them instructions, and they go take certain actions that are inimical to the stability of society and the rest of that. So they have turned it upside down. Not just recently. It's been this mess have been there for a while. Okay, if you want to really rally the youths, okay, NANS is a rallying point. Okay, they can pull the youth of this country together by call and all that. So the politicians find it very attractive. Okay, now the allegations of collecting 100 million or offering that bribe, you know, if that bribe had been taken, okay, and had been executed properly, you will see that before you know it, the person who is issuing the bribe, the bearer, and all of them would have worked in criminal concert with the with NANS and will achieve certain kind of result.
Okay.
But the guy in question refused. Okay, the person who took that money there didn't take it there because it's a new thing. He knows that that is from where you get influence from, so he took it there. Now we are getting to hear this today because there was a refusal somewhere by the story. Okay, now these institutions have refused reforms, except when you have one or two persons like the current president who is saying no to that. There are people who will just collect everything, share it among themselves, go out and do whatever he wants them to do. But thank God you have someone who is saying no, who is looking at the philosophy of that institution. It's not only NAS, the SUG, even our institutions that were instituted for different purposes. They've lost those purposes. What you do there is they just collect gratification, they go and do whatever they want to do. INEC is not different from what that offer. It's not different from what INEC collects from during election, from political parties or from individual and all that. They collect money. They have been caught on several occasions, even during election, after elections. They parade them. We see that. In fact, one of the professors who rigged the election for Akpabio, okay,
Yes.
the Court of Appeal now have found, okay,
Yes.
the person, the vehicle, the material that was used to rig the election is in jail. Why the products of that action?
He's
is
still the Senate
Still
president.
The Senate president. You see the contradiction Nigeria is.
The paradox.
So when you put all these things together, you see that our institutions have not only failed, you know, but they have completely disappeared. What you have are just skeletons, okay, over there. I mean, we have ruined ourselves by those. And to say that the court was also used in that vehicle to execute that whole thing, where Akpabio did not contest election, and somebody was rigging the election, put somebody as a placeholder, went to run for another, and mess up the entire system. So it's quite unfortunate that we are talking about our institution in the light and the manner we have seen it today.
It's quite unfortunate. Natasha Ezekama.
Yes.
Let's come on to Natasha Apoti and Professor Mbeke. Well, I'm actually, I will not lie to you. I thought this Natasha case, because lately she released a sarcastic apology letter to Governor Godswill Akpabio. But Atiku Abubakar, the 2023 presidential candidate of the PDP, thinks that these are hired blackmailers against Natasha, and they are hired by Godswill Akpabio, that Akpabio is supposed to face this matter honorably with integrity. If by how Barrister Evans Ufeli has been able to describe to us, which has given evidence how Godswill Akpabio was installed there, there's already dysfunctional, there's this dysfunctional, will I say, foundation on him being what he is right now. Would you believe what Atiku is saying, that these are hired blackmailers by by Godswill Akpabio
To blackmail
Natasha, or to make the case seem irrelevant, to make it seem like she was lying, she has something personally against him?
I am not in a position, I'll tell you, to believe anything or disbelieve anything. The thing is that Akpabio in the first place shouldn't be in the Senate.
Okay.
Thought less of being the Senate president. That is the number one among equals that it's the Senate president is supposed to be. Natasha has started by making a case that seemed very reasonable. It's hard to make a case against such a powerful man as Akpabio, just for the heck of it, because he knows, he can pull strings. He can really come after you and turn your days into nights. So I believe Natasha had a case, and then Akpabio would have handled it more responsibly. Well, he started by suspending her, and he would have gone to court. You would have made your case, and a lot of blackmailers came trying to discredit Natasha. There was an attempt to remove her from the Senate. Why that vendetta? Why that attempt to discredit her? Why don't you just go to court or make your case? So Akpabio has a bad reputation, a terrible reputation, and he's not a man you can stake anything on. The women in the Senate are not supporting Natasha.
No, obviously.
Yeah, because they believe that there's more to it than the eyes can see. These two people
Or
know
they're just protecting their
this
senatorial seats to be re-elected
possibly,
next
yeah,
time.
because they know they can. The system can come after them. The Senate has suspended a lot of honorable people who try to
Save
get
truth.
justice or equity in the Senate. So they might be protecting themselves, but some of them believe that there's more between the two individuals that readily meets the eyes, and that these guys are good friends. They know themselves. So now to come out and turn out against Akpabio like he's just a stranger trying to seduce
Professor
a married
Mbeke is saying
woman.
that she's saying, according to what she's saying, that Natasha offered her 200 million naira to accuse the Senate president of organ harvesting, linking him with the death of a young girl who died a few years ago when she wasn't getting anywhere with her sexual harassment allegation. So calling on the international security agencies, which she petitioned, the IPU and the Nigerian police force, to probe Natasha's allegations. And according to her, she said that Natasha claims to know about the murder of Umoren, having kept mute for years before coming out to accuse Akpabio, meaning that Natasha knew how Umoren died, but she didn't say anything about it up until now that she's threatening to indict Akpabio or link him to the death of Umoren. And at some point, Natasha intends to be a senator. According to her, she has all the evidence to prove to the relevant authorities in the United States and other parts of the world for forensic analysis. But they say this woman has been accused of fraudulent activities, so she has no integrity and that she's hired. Again, Akpabio must be worried for him to go through this length. But we're waiting for Akpabio, his media aide, to respond to what Atiku Abubakar said in regards to this. Would this woman come out to say she has all of this if there was no iota of truth? Secondly, what should Natasha Akpoti do now? Would she sue the woman to court, but remember that the case is already in court? Or would she ask the woman to tender the evidence if indeed what she's saying is the truth? How exactly will you describe the situation?
These are very weighty accusations. They are not accusations any sane individual can make carelessly. You can't be remiss with those kind of accusations. So something has gone terribly wrong. The counter and the accusation and counter accusations has been going on. I think everybody's trying to make his case one way or the other. But if it's in a society where you can trust the system can investigate the whole process and sift out the chaff from the wheat and ultimately punish people for wrongdoings and all that. But Nigeria is such a place where one man has so much power. Like the man accusing Sheyi said nothing will happen. The culture of impunity. You see the policeman on the street saying, I can kill you now and nothing will happen. You see a husband telling the wife, I can strangulate you now and nothing will happen. And he gets into our government. He gets to the highest echelon of our government. So is this people try this system, this way of life, this standard moral and ethical standardlessness in the society, the nosedive, moral and ethical nosedive in the society, the moral squalor that permeated, dominated, and is destroying the society, that find expression in that nothing will happen impunity. And Akpabio is known for flexing his muscle and for that lawless tendency of showing what he can do and nothing will happen. So let the system take care of it. It's just that we cannot trust the system anymore, because like I've said time and time again in the past, for any country that has any hope of survival or moral and ethical rejuvenation at any point, there must be three bastions of incorruptibility.
Okay.
One is the church, the other one is the universities, the academia, and third is in the judiciary. But in Nigeria, all these three institutions have shown us that they are not better than the average man on the street, that they are subject and susceptible to all the sirens of life. They are all buyable. They can do what anybody wants them to do as long as you pay them. So as far as Nigerian situation is concerned, there's no hope. I said it the other day that I am an irrepressible optimist. I am a determined optimist, but I've lost faith in this system. So in a case like this, that the law should sort things out. You don't trust the law to do anything. So we just sit down, look.
But if we continue to sit down, look, we're all there for this country. We won't make everything scatter. We need to do something about it. We have an international lawyer here right now. He has to help us in this matter. Barrister Evans to fail.
International lawyer. You think he wants to spearhead the Azuta Continue or to fill his pocket with dollars?
International connections. Barrister Evans, let's listen to this.
Beautifully created, wonderfully made by God, loving, blessed, hardworking. I greet you all.
So this was in reverse. The president's wife was supposed to come meet this woman for the Renewed Hope Initiative or Empowerment Program. But you know, as it happens to be, since the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, or the wife of the State Governor, Lady Valerie Simfubara, meaning any one of them could have represented. Unfortunately, we know that Lady Fubara could not be present because her husband is suspended. So Ibas's wife decided to be the mother of the day. And while she was addressing them, beautiful women of rivers and all, she was responded to with a resounding silence, and the next thing is, bring back Fubara, we don't recognize you. And the woman got up, all they were chanting, they walked out, they didn't recognize her presence. So the question, for example, it was an event, it was organized in an event center in Port Harcourt for the Renewed Hope Initiative Empowerment Program, organized by the Office of the First Lady, and it was meant to benefit 500 women in the state with various empowerment items. So they were expecting the physical presence of the First Lady. The women, many were dressed in traditional double wrappers, and they gathered in anticipation. But this tension rose when Dr. Teresa Ibas, the wife of the sole administrator, was invited to address the crowd in place of Tinubu's wife, and they don't recognize her. They feel that constitutionally she's not meant to be there. On whose platform is she riding? They did not vote for her or her husband. So what role is she coming to play there? And they stood up and walked out. Some persons will say that this ordeal that happened with Fubara, even if the people were indifferent about him, this entire situation had made them love him more. To the extent that this woman, they actually eschewed whatever benefit they could have gotten here to show solidarity to the state governor. Meanwhile, 2 or 3 days ago, we heard that the state governor went to prostrate for Wike to beg for his forgiveness, and reconciliation efforts are ongoing. So would you say that the support is misplaced? Secondly, why would the Ibas's wife go there when she wasn't the one that was meant to be there?
Yes, you see, sovereignty belongs to the people.
Yeah.
That's what the Constitution says. Through government derive her legitimacy. That's just what happened there. You would think that the public don't know the law or they don't know much.
Okay.
You'll be surprised that they understand the basic principles of governance. Now, a man who is not elected into office is an impostor. He's a meddlesome interloper. The president used him to suspend the constitution. The president who took an oath to defend the constitution used him, employ extra constitutional means to govern by suspending him, even when Section 305 of the Constitution did not make such provisions. So the president resorted to self-help. Unfortunately, the National Assembly, under Section 88 and 89 of the 1999 Constitution, they're supposed to use their oversight function to nip this in the bud and make it impossible. They rubber stamp the president extra constitutional means and self-help. They made it possible for Fubara to be suspended. When you suspend Fubara, what you have done is that you have suspended the allegiance and the mandate the people donated to him to govern. Okay? So it is not just Fubara you have suspended, you suspended the people. You cannot come back to talk about a Renew Hope initiative, empowerment, whatever it is, and you expect the people to, even if they are dying, sometimes you have to put an end to mess. If we are not able, or the people are not able to go to Aso Rock to meet the president face to face and say, why did you act, why did you suspend our allegiance? Why did you do this to us and brought a stranger to us? If they cannot do it, the least they can do is to demonstrate on their streets, demonstrate in their homes. And the day you call them together, any opportunity they have, the standard opportunity, they will utilize it to register their displeasure. And that's exactly what these people did. You know what the president did is the president actually committed an impeachable offense. What if we're in a very sane society? By now, what we should be discussing is impeachment notice.
Yeah, wow.
And we should be talking about how the National Assembly would go through the processes of impeachment. That's what we'll be discussing. But right now, we're not discussing that. Section 305 of the Constitution was very clear. It is not only under political crisis that you declare a state of emergency. You declare a state of emergency where there is pestilence, where there is war, where there is clear and present danger. Okay? It is curative. It is to quell a problem. It is not meant to suspend anyone. You see, they are blowing up pipeline. You are supposed to declare a state of emergency and move the army in, move the Air Force in, move the Navy in to quell the problem. Assuming but not conceding that this state of emergency was precipitated by pestilence and disease or war, would he have suspended the governor? Okay? And then, to add to this, in the declaration that was reduced, in the proclamation rather, that was reduced into a gazette, an official gazette, wherein that state of emergency was declared, he blamed and reprimanded Fubara for destroying the State House of Assembly complex in River State and never built it. He blamed Fubara for suspending the legislature at the state and never allowed them to function. He didn't blame his own minister, Wike, who orchestrated the dispute, who masterminded the State House of Assembly members to work at cross purpose with Fubara and to make governance impossible in that state. He didn't do that, so he took side. Okay? He's supposed to apply the Constitution judicially and judiciously. Okay, that is what the law is. A state of emergency should not stand on the bearing of bias. You do not need to descend into the arena of conflict and take side and make a declaration and suspend the government. All that is self-help. Look at what happened thereafter. The man who now became the administrator suddenly started acting even outside his powers. They had to set up a 21-member committee because the man became a Frankenstein. He became an albatross because he started sacking even commissioners that were loyal to Wike.
He sacked all of them.
Yes. No, he started. So they had to by all means tame him.
Yes.
By setting up that 21-member committee. Under what law did they do? That's another self-help. Because Lord Denning, the master of rules, said that lawyers must try as much as possible to keep the stream of justice clean at all times. Okay, so the moment you pollute the stream of justice, what you have, you will need so many other factors. You will need to do so many other wrongs continuously.
Yes.
Because the 21-man committee, there's no part of the constitution where it is that I say an administrator should be loyal to FEC. And then now they became confused again. Now say he should be loyal to the 21 member. Those ones should check it. Absolute power corrupt. Absolutely. So you are going to keep having problem as long as you are not following the constitution. As long as you took an oath to defend defend the constitution, and you turn around and you are using extra constitutional means to govern, to lead. Look at what happened look at what happened yesterday.
The Attorney General of the Federation actually authorized and said the president did not do anything illegal by actually instituting that state of emergency. Later he said that he cannot speak on that state of emergency because a couple of lawyers, such as Barrister Evans, said what the president did was unconstitutional. So who allowed the president to perform something that was outside the constitution? What angle of the constitution did the president cite? He cited section 305. Obviously he got the permission of the Attorney General of the Federation to do that.
The Attorney General suffers from what we call partisan obscurantism. When you cannot see clearly professionally because you are beclouded by partisanship. He cannot see again. So he's unable to. Now, he said that the president had not done anything wrong. He didn't cite one law. He should have given us precedent. We were taught in law school, when you establish a principle of law, you back it up with judicial or statutory provisions. He should have cited cases wherein it is appropriate for the president to suspend the constitution and to employ extra constitutional means to govern or to lead or to suspend. The president is to the center what the governor is to the region.
Yes.
They both have the mandate of the people. None is superior to the other. So where did the president derive that right? The authority to suspend a sitting governor, democratically elected. So that is why you keep having crisis. Okay, that is why the people will walk away when they have issues like this. Now, the Solar Administration is talking about a budget. A budget is an executive bill.
Yes.
Is the Solar Administrator the chief executive officer of River State? So who is going to look into that bill by way of oversight when you have no National Assembly any longer? Is it 21-member committee? Is it the National Assembly? So the National Assembly will now approve expenditure for a state. This is an aberration. We have lost everything in our laws. This is the worst time to be a lawyer because you will keep shouting and shouting and shouting. This thing is wrong. I mean, the earlier they correct this thing, the better. This is not the way to anywhere. This is not even a system of government known to the world. It's not even a system of government known to the world. If we want to dismantle democracy and reduce Nigeria to a monarchy, let's take that. Do you know that? Did you see what happened yesterday when Rufai went to interview the governor of Abia State? And he was talking about the state of emergency, and he was asking the governor, if the president declares state of emergency in Abia now and remove you, is that fair? Will you say that is a way? The governor couldn't answer. He was veering off and here and there because all governors are now scared.
That's what it is.
He has reduced state governors now to
loyalists.
Yeah, so I mean, little wonder you find people the campaign in my state, the governor.
Okay, so their sins will be forgiven.
Yes,
so
now
they won't be punished.
Although Adams have come to clear that aspect,
the deputy governor, the former governor, they've all decamped, and they came out to tell us that it is to bring development to the state.
They wanted direct connection to Abuja.
No.
Like there was an anointing there
to secure their own political positions.
It's for their own personal aggrandizement. It has nothing to do with development in the state because. The campaign does not add to the revenue of Delta State. It does not create anything different. And I've been the only dissenting voice, unfortunately, on that issue.
You've been the only dissenting voice?
Yes, and I'm going around and I'm saying that the Governor Kowa stole 1.3 trillion from the Delta state government for
support
His case is in EFCC.
He took it to join forces with Atiku to pursue a white elephant project to become the vice president of Nigeria. Atiku that have no political capital, he wasted that money. As at the time he took that money, because it was a loan. The current governor was the Speaker of the House of Assembly then, was the one approving. There's no difference between Okowa and the current governor. They were both working in the same criminal concert. So it was easy for Okowa to convince him to join forces with him and the other loyalists to move from APC to PDP. To move from PDP rather to APC. Now, one question I want to ask them is, when Tinubu was the only one left in AC in Lagos State, when PDP had ravaged the whole of the Southwest, had taken over, if Tinubu had abandoned that party at that time, would he have become the president today?
No.
Even in 2015, when Tinubu had the opportunity to become the vice president, he still didn't take it. He brought in Oshibajo, who took it. Give it to the president. He may not be doing well today. I have never praised him, except for this analysis. Give it to him. That's why when he said Emilopon, we were surprised. What was he saying? This is democracy now. But he is a man that is patient, coming from somewhere. From a very far place.
I heard he believes in staying on the line.
Yes.
Waiting in queue
until
you get to your turn.
This political foresight.
Yes.
It's because he realized Buhari's CPC was a party with no money, no machinery, no reach. But Buhari won 12 million votes. So this man is a vote getter. If we team our machinery, our money, our reach with him, we will win the next election. And he worked on it. Buhari had given up after he wept in public.
Yeah, he cried.
Yeah, so he gave up. Tinubu called him back. No, come, we'll re-strategize this. That's why he said, it's my turn. He said, Ojigidi is to fail. He ran the first time, Ojigidi. He ran the second time, Ojigidi. And I was listening, is this man becoming a poet or a musician? What will be this reputation?
You know when he's talking, people don't listen to him. They think he's just being funny.
I don't understand Yoruba, so I didn't understand Ojigidi. So he had failed 3 times. I brought him back. He has finished. Now it's my turn. That's wonderful. But we just want the life of the average man to improve. We want things to work in the system.
Barrister Evans, you were saying something. You hadn't concluded.
Yes, I'm sorry. If you have a political system where the man stood that long and he was able to garner the kind of support he got today, is he truly happy for Okowa and his cohorts that they're abandoning their own? PDP is a foundational, Delta is a foundational member of PDP.
True.
Foundational since 1999.
Can you imagine?
You don't, and no party comes
can
close.
Take it.
Do you understand? Like
only
Rivers
Tinubu
State.
did the magic.
Yes. So at the end of the day, you are all moving there because you want your sins forgiven. You want them to forgive you your trespasses, and for those who trespass against you, you forget that you have a political party that you are supposed to build to be like the man you are running towards. What is attractive in APC that is taking these guys to APC? What exactly is attractive? Since they got power to the Tinubu, Buhari destroyed Nigeria, left the rebels. Buhari has, Buhari rather, then Tinubu has come to pack everything and all of us to the dustbin. So it is not a political party that's attractive that you will say you are taking us there to go do what?
So is it safe to say that Fubara was a scapegoat?
Very well.
To make the other governors quick.
That is what it is, because governors now are not unable to speak as they should. You know, before now, you used to have 1 or 2 governors that speak as opposition. Especially when it's only Peter Obi that is doing that now.
But he's not a governor.
Yeah, you know, he has no office, he has no portfolio. Yes, he's the one that is now doing the job of opposition. PDP have no. This is the time when PDP need to build blocks, because APCs, their sins are too much. They have failed to the point where you don't need much again as a spokesperson of the opposition to really sink them, because they are sinking already. But that is not even the PDP. Instead of them to come together, you now have their Okowa and the rest of them leaving the political party for temporary. I mean, he must face the EFCC. I mean, we have.
Are you sure?
He must know. He must.
What happened to Yahaya Bello?
He must face the EFCC.
Where is Yahaya? Olukoyede told us that if Yahaya Bello is not prosecuted, he will resign. Tobale, he has not resigned. He has not resigned. Okowa has defected.
But Yahaya Bello has been prosecuted.
That's what he's being prosecuted.
Yes. He's in court.
He's in court since that time.
Yes, he's in court.
Let us see now. With Okowa's case, it was so. This Okowa's own was so obvious. Like it was so obvious with the defection. Yeah. It was so obvious. Although Adams has come out to say that he was being misquoted and taken out of context.
What did you expect him
to say?
They
are being misquoted.
Yeah,
he's the one that laid the foundation for what is going on.
He has to say that.
The position where Okowa is now was where Akpabio was when he left power then, and he quickly joined forces with them. And they forgave him all his sins. Up until even the last 2023 election, where he did not contest election and he emerged as the Senate president.
All right. I'm coming to you now.
Yes.
So, it's very interesting. Just yesterday, the ICPC released a report about the mismanagement of 71 billion naira out of the 100 billion naira released to institutions for student loans.
NEL fund.
Yes, the NEL fund. So, right here we saw it yesterday and we were impressed that the ICPC could release such a report, because normally when things like this come up, they cover it up, and this is in a large scale. The president just signed off 100 billion naira for school feeding program for this, which is to commence in May. The ICPC now unraveled that out of the 100 billion, it's only 28 point something that has been disbursed for this, that they've been able to even use. That is 72 point something has been diverted by the management of some universities. They did not mention the names of these universities. We talked about it here. Immediately that report came out, Ministry of Education did an executive meeting, said they wanted to investigate those universities, called all the Ministry of Education, the Ministries of Education and everything. They sat down and said all those universities need to come and answer. They wrote to the CBN to trace and tackle how they disbursed those monies and how come those monies were diverted. Okay, now today, ICPC can't tell us an error about NEL fund.
That error, no, it's next
that
one.
They clarified that there were no discrepancies in the disbursement of the student loans by the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. This was made on Thursday. The ICPC spokesperson Demola Bakre explained that a typographical error in an earlier press release had created confusion amongst the investigation status. He says unintentionally the word "not" was missing in the second to last paragraph of our earlier press release in respect of an ongoing investigation regarding the student loan scheme. Bakare said the missing word created an erroneous impression that the alleged discrepancies or diversion has been established. The commission emphasized that its investigation is still in preliminary stages, having only established the total amount of funds received and disbursed by NEL fund. Man, no lie for you. I put my hand like this. I wish. How can you not have gone through everything? Very sensitive information.
Was there not an audit report before they came to that
conclusion?
Yeah. Because it's not just the word. How about the audit you did and saw the deficit?
Yeah, what does the figures? He said you're missing homework. Yeah, we have data, you have figures. They should all.
You saw the deficit. So even if you have error in the words, how about the figures?
Barrister Evans, these people think that we don't get things. Let me even give you an instance. Remember the NBS report in December that gave out a detailed breakdown of the kidnappings, killings across different regions, geopolitical zones, how much money of NBS to come and tell us that their website was hacked. And one hack, that the website was hacked, that we should not take any reports on that website as it is. The next thing, when I had the DSS inviting the publisher of that NBS, that what methodology, survey methodology did he use to come up with that whatever. And they were saying that, their website has been hacked. Any information out there should not be taken as sacrosanct. Barrister Evans, Mr. Tochukwu Izukamma, what thing they happen?
What thing they happen with this? When
corruption is
when the issue came up about student loans, I said it. Nada Igbos na sena onye na-ezi juru afọ adị aṅụti. A hungry man does not drink tea. That's an Igbo saying.
No, tea is too superficial.
Exactly. Even it will turn your stomach if there's no food in there.
No food,
so you have to chop belly full, and as you're relaxing, you can sip on your tea. So all this loan, student loan, they are wonderful, but we lack the fundamental capacity to handle them. There are a lot of things that need to be put in place before such magnificent, colorful, glamorous things like student loan can work in this society. And without those things in place, we are wasting our time. So the corruption, the falsehood, the deceit, the greed in the society.
How do they intend to pay back the loan?
Do you understand?
No, nobody's paying back.
It's just shocking. My issue
So is it a
is
grant?
no due process is done.
Yes.
And it's how they take.
What they ought to have done was to take down tuition. And then the government send that money directly to the school. You don't need the student in between to apply. The school have the names of the students. They know how many.
No,
students are.
that's it is school that is disbursing the funds.
But then
it's going through the schools.
But the
That's not
corruption,
what
the
I'm
same corruption pervades and permeates our universities. So it's the same problem you have. The problem of Nigeria is lawlessness, most expressed, most profound in corruption. And until we get corruption down to a manageable extent, nothing can function in this country. Nigeria, for the foreseeable future, will remain a very corrupt country for historical reasons. But the thing is to reduce it to a manageable extent, like it was in the First Republic. You steal 5%, the egregious, the bad crooks will steal 10%, and 90 to 95% is still available for public work. That's corruption, but tolerable, manageable level of corruption. But the way it is now, like I keep saying, it's not corruption anymore. It's piratical depredation of the system, just tearing and looting the system, and nothing will function. Nothing. There can be no progress. We cannot make the next step.
Okay, who will sue ICPC for such an error?
Yeah,
Because you don't, as a reputable financial management institution, ICPC investigates such things. You are meant to have done a detailed, a comprehensive auditing, look through the editorial that was released. That is, you're supposed to vet it. You have come out to show your unprofessionalism, your inefficacy. That's what you have displayed.
Yeah.
And you made the Ministry of Education do an emergency meeting because you brought it up in the open. Imagine if they had mentioned universities. Obviously, the vice chancellors would have been called out.
They need to tell us the truth. What happened?
So it's
a cover
No,
up.
that's what Nigerians believe, that anything that comes out first, that's the actual truth.
That's
the
the
truth.
truth.
Anything
yes.
otherwise is just
Damage-
circumspection, just to
damage
cover up.
control.
Make up.
Damage control.
Why?
So they
What
need
is
to
the issue with transparency with this administration? It's a worrisome development.
With Nigerians,
To-
it didn't
to-
start with
to
this
say the
administration.
truth.
This administration may be compounding our problems, but we had a lot of problems even before the
Before
advent
this,
of this
Buhari's
administration.
time, we already know what it was. But why can't you just say the truth? Why can't you say the truth? The same script or the same statements in terms of being patient, wait, our policies will work since 2023. On May Day, the president recited the same scripts.
Yeah, the thing is that this
The
administration
reason it's writing the
is
same
not.
script is that nothing has
It has
changed.
nothing new. It has nothing to offer you.
So what
The
what
thing
it
is that
do?
this normally after a campaign and elections, the government gets into governance. But this administration is stuck in election. It's beginning to is stuck in campaign. It's campaigning one way or the other
Yeah,
for
stuck in campaign.
2027. It has not for one day left the campaign.
They have not left the campaign.
No, that's it's continuous. That's why you hear allegations about Sheyi getting people to force them to support to organize something like a band of thugs that will work for the next election. So until they shift a little from this campaigning, endless campaigning, and focus on governance for a while, we were really in trouble.
All right, let's get your reaction, ladies and gentlemen. In 17 minutes gone past the hour of 8 o'clock, and you're currently listening to the Evening Rush. My name is Esther Wachuku. My guest today is Mr. Tochukwu Ezukama and Barrister Evans Ufeli. They've given us their own insights into the hot topics discussed this beautiful Friday evening. The number to call is 080-3692-9933, 080-3692-9933, and the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening. Fish calling from Aja.
Chooks from Aja. How are you?
I cannot wait enough.
Hello?
I said I cannot wait enough to make my contribution, really.
Okay.
Really, I've been hesitant to follow the rhetorics that how did we get here? When my beloved President Tinubu Asiwaju, supported himself and surrounded himself with the light of garbage people. Sorry, let me say hi to all the eminent people, the lawyer and Tochukwu. Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Good evening
And
to you.
Esther.
Good evening.
People with garbages, the head of the party, Gadigi, we saw all the Victoria evidence, packing money inside the car. The head of Senate, that Senate president, here and there, is being immersed in one controversy or the other, allegedly. What about even our NSA person, Ribadu? He has not come out to outrightly denounce the allegation from the Bitcoin man. What of the Minister of Defense, Metawali, with all the garbage he was bringing from Sanfara? These are the henchmen of my dear president. Not to talk of Wike, not only Wike, plus Fugara. It's only condition that made us to want to exonerate Fugara. If you can recall, EFCC went to River State, I think about 2 years or 3 years ago, to arrest all of them. We can cover them with his own immunity. The man used to be the commissioner for finance or whatever. After dealing with River State money. Look at the years they've been dealing with this state money. How would they not be? Look at the women. They say today we are going to die on your neck. We don't want you. We don't want your gift. They stood up for themselves and for their children. Really, I'm telling you the truth. I'm talking because not of me, because I'm almost going, but because of my children, children. You, I don't talk. They will cost us. I won't lie you. People that are benefiting, the table is going to soon be turned around.
All right, thank you. We need to take more calls. Thank you very much. All right, sticking quite a lot of time. 080-3692-9933. All right, that's the number to call. 080-3692-9933, and the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello.
Hello, yes, I agree. Good evening.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I greet the guest in the studio as well. My name is Shola.
Shola, location, please.
Yeah, I'm calling from Egbeda, Lagos.
All right, Shola, please go ahead.
In fact, I want to continue from where the last caller, where he stopped. he mentioned about, there was this rhetorical question that how did we get here? How did we get to a level where people of questionable characters are the ones at the ends of affairs? How do we get to a level where Nigeria is now being run like a mafia state? How do we get to this level where we have now gotten to that description of what was said in the Bible, that when the wicked bear rule, he said the people mourn. So when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Just look at all those people this last caller mentioned. Right from when this present president said it that time, I was laughing when your guest was saying that when Tinubu was campaigning and saying in Yoruba that Buhari was crying, Ojukujugu. What he said was that Olule, that each time he tried, that he fell, Olule. Yes, that he fell, Olule means he hits the ground. So, he said something, then he said a million come. And you mentioned of how patient this man was, which means that Nigeria is just being, the Nigerian leadership is being tossed, between these cabals. And I blame Nigerians too. You know why I'm blaming Nigerians?
Why?
We are the most docile people on this earth. And yes, because we are all to blame, because one way or the other, we will see that some, they are not supporting this evil, but they are scared to come out to talk. And you will see that some, they are supporting this evil and they are very bold. So, but when you find a society where those that are evil-minded, those that are very immoral, that have immoral minds, where they supersede over those that are moral, that's what we find. We need to purge ourselves. We need to be sincere. I'm telling you, Nigeria is, I don't like to use a negative word, but things are not well with this country until the people come out to speak and forget about sentiments.
Exactly.
I voted Obi. I'm telling you. Initially, Oshibanjo was my candidate. I'm not saying this, but when I saw the people remaining, I said, let me go for Obi. So, but you see some people, they call me, they say, bastard, look at them today now, they are crying. The same people, they were calling us bastard, they are crying against power. I used to tell them, I said, that hunger, now it will kill you. I'm sorry to say this. Yes. So until we keep ourselves praying, what is all this? This is not how a country is being run. Nigeria cannot get to the status of a developed nation. And nobody will come to help us.
That's true.
Britain, USA, they are happy with the way we are. I'm telling you, they are even involved. To them, they see. I don't know. Don't let me just talk too much. I am just sick and tired of Nigeria. Until we ourselves like the one that you are right. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
I love you.
You too. We love you. We love you so much. Shola, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Don't give up hope. All right, please don't give up hope. I beg you. 08036929933. So let's put a time frame to our calls. All right, a minute and 20 seconds, so that we can accommodate as many calls as possible. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, Esther. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine.
Name?
Please. My name is Tunde from Isolo.
Tunde from Isolo. All right, Tunde.
Yes.
How is Isolo today?
Please. Fine. I just want to beg you people. I want educated elites like this who are unbiased in their speaking, in whatever they say. Look at this man again. He's here today. Look at what he's saying. This is it Professor Tochukwu or what do you call it? No.
I'm not a professor.
He speaks with sense. I told you I want to come to his class. He's very unbiased. Look at the other professor too that is speaking. Look at these people. These are the wonderful people that we want to hear. They are unbiased. But this our Mr. Darlington.
You don't start now. Focus on the conversation today now. You like looking for trouble.
Let me tell you the truth. Cherego do first. Hey. I can tell you. Yes, the way Mr. Darlington puts the whole thing every time. Negativity. Try and say the things the way they are. Don't be biased with your position. That is the way things should be said.
Okay, so what is your contribution to the conversation we had now? You just wanted to throw stone for Barrister.
No. See, my own point is this. If you are analyzing analyze based on facts and don't be a partisan analyst. That is the position, and that is what Barrister Darlington doesn't do. He takes side, but packaging the whole thing. We can't take that kind of comment. Thank you.
Well done, no. Well done. 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello, how are you? Sir, good evening. How are you? What's your name?
Good evening. My name is Casey from Ijesha.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes. First of all, I want to thank you and thank you for all your analysis. Because this country we are in, Nigeria is a very diverse country, and if they explain Nigeria to you and you understand it, Nigeria, it means the person that explained it to you did not explain it well. You see, one thing, all this thing. Let me start from River State. If Fubara eventually embark on this journey that he's going, Fubara will be the cheapest politician I've seen on this planet Earth. Because number one, if Fubara wanted to do this thing, it's just a simple thing. If you want to give Wiki what Wiki needed, you give him without fighting. So all of us that have been fighting for Fubara now, the Wiki will be seeing us as maybe we are cheap and we are stupid people. Now Fubara want to go and beg Wiki to do what? To be giving him the percentage they needed. Number two, all this one, let's bygone be bygone. Number two, you see 2027 election.
You don't reach 1 minute 37 seconds.
No. Esther, I beg. Let me conclude.
Talk quick.
Let me conclude. I beg. Just give me some seconds. 2027 election. I like what is going on. All this Delta State defection and all that other defection. If Atiku know what he's going to do, he should just focus on himself and PDP. Let's all these people defect. Then we know people that are steady in PDP. By 2027, we know who laughed last.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 08036929933. 08036929933. How are you? Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, Afonwa. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Only that cool day this evening.
Yes, so you good. No complaint.
I don't know why. When there's cool at this night, light go there. But when there's the heat, there's no light.
That's true.
That's Nigeria for you. Yo, see, I don't blame our president. I don't blame any person. You know where I blame? We fellow human beings who support, who know what is happening mainly for this Lagos. How we started 1999. Man, not talk 1920, 1993. Man, not talk that side. For 1999 to the date when 2007, when he head over to Fachola, we know as everything today. We know as is running Lagos State, and the person where he come outside and say Emiloko, make people know they complain again, please. Make any person who want to complain, making them prepare for 2027 because they already prepared. I used to say this matter, make everybody complain. But about weekend matter, make una leave a week already. Week is already the failure for my own side, yo. So whatever it turned to River State, that's for River State. It's not for Nigeria. So that's what I have to say this night. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Afonwa, for calling. Okay, enjoy your Friday. 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Are you okay? Can you speak louder?
All right, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, this is the way your voice sounds. What's your name and location, please?
Okay, this is Martins. Martins from Agua Palace Way.
All right, Mr. Martins, go ahead.
Yeah, Esther Atiku.
Sir?
Kudos to the good job the people are doing.
Thank you.
and to the two guests on board. I salute you all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
The problem with Nigeria is so diverse. But like many of people have also been commenting, the populace, number one, is the key problem of Nigeria. We are seriously being misguided, and will I say we are so gullible that things we see that happen, we will still allow ourselves to be lured into them, and the consequences are not getting us better, rather it's getting us down and down and down. Yet we don't want to stand up and go the right path. We use tribe, we use religion, we use political to spoil what we actually make our future and that of our children very bleak. Yet we don't want to come out to the right path of life. If we continue like this, I just want to say this because of time. God has given us enormous power to make decisions. And if we fail to take those decisions and keep on praying, we are going nowhere. We are going nowhere. It is high time Nigerians wake up to the right path, knowing that you as a human being has a responsibility to play. And when once we play it right, all these cabals that are misruling us, turning us to destitute, they will find no place to stage their activities. That's what I want to say this night.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for calling. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. How are you? What's your name?
Kangbelina.
Kangbelina. Please
Yes,
speak
from
louder.
Afro.
How are you? Happy Friday.
I'm not happy this Friday.
Hi, Kangbelina.
I'm not happy about it. Look at all the things you are telling me there. And you want me to be happy. Nigerians generally. Look at the first story you talked about, the man who was disrupting the NANS thing, and he was denying. My sister, are you hearing me?
I did hear you.
Yes. So the NANS president didn't see any other person because before he came and accused you, you are denying. They deny. Used to deny. Even the NBS report, they will deny. This other one I said, they will deny. We all know the truth. Look at Fabio. Fabio, that the other man, the other man that rigged the election for him. Yesterday, Fabio said he doesn't know the man.
He denied.
Yes, he said he doesn't even know the man, and the man is there suffering in prison. That is how these people are. I'm telling you, you see the kind of characters that are leading us. They're just covering. We all know the truth. It's just for Nigerians to wake up and know what to do. It's just for Nigerians to wake up and then take action with their own hands. If election come now, they will start deceiving you again all over the place. Yeah, I don't care. If people, they can deceive me, they won't deceive me. Bye-bye.
Yeah, well, Kangbelina, don't give up. Please, I need you to have hope. My own job is to ensure that you have hope for life. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hey, why are all of you sounding low now?
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello?
I can hear you. Good evening. What is your name?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Emmanuel, aka DJ Zerap.
Hey, DJ Zerap. Oh, you're not Maggie. Are you cold?
So much cold.
No, sorry. I'm going to go ahead.
Oh, Udodi. So, I greet the girls in the house.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. Yeah. Please, I want to talk about this Sheyi Tinubu matter. Yeah? This Sheyi Tinubu, if to say this thing with this man that is the truth, Sheyi Tinubu and Sheyi Tinubu knows at all. Now, wow, see the kind of things they have from this country. This, as in this, every day by day, these people making us want to have a hope from them. I don't know where we are heading to. I don't know where we are heading to. What I'm telling everybody is that everybody should wake up. 2027, we are going to chase this government out. This government is not favoring us. So everybody should wake. 2027 is our year to change.
All right. We should start changing now. We don't have to wait till 2027. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, Esther.
Hi. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, it's Tony Chukwudi.
Tony Chukwudi, what location are you calling us from?
UK.
All right, Tony, please go ahead.
Esther, I always like this your dress because I have a shirt that had the similar color, but somebody told me to stop wearing it.
Why?
So anytime you put...
Why?
People have the same power like you.
All right, go ahead, please. Maybe they felt you looked very feminine with the color combination. Could that be one of the reasons?
I don't know, but it's a very wonderful shirt. But I stopped.
Don't mind anybody. Go ahead.
So I greet your guest.
Yeah,
I will start with what I know. Sometimes the VOP doesn't want people to comment on the mind of other color, but permit me to say something here. Esther, when you see people who always go to church only on Easter or Christmas Day, they only hear one type of sermon or gospel or reading about the resurrection or the birth of Christ, and they will say that this is what they always hear whenever they go to church. Because some of them don't listen to Barrister Darlington. And not only that, when some people are talking on this platform, I mean some of your guests, it's like some Nigerians, they have been, I don't know the mindset to say it. Like you see somebody, you tell them, please turn off your radio the moment they pick up the call. Some of them don't know when the call is being picked up. Yes, I can understand that. Yes. But when you will tell them, they will go and lower it. You see, we are blaming the politicians, even the two guests there in your studio. But I bet you Nigerians don't believe in themselves, because somebody is talking. He wants to listen to himself on the other end of the radio. And you are telling them now to get ready. Let me tell you that 2027 will be come out to local. Let them come out and vote. Let them come out and vote. Then I listened to what the governor of Abia State, the interview with Rising News Profile. You can see the type of crime these politicians commit. Some of them supposed to be in jail. Spending a good time there. When I mean jail, I mean high maximum security prison. They're supposed to be there. Look at how a governor, according to the governorate, how a governor commissioned a government house that is not yet completed.
Can you imagine?
They have some of this road that this man has been talking of. I have gone through that road several. That road has never, and money has been always allocated. On some of this road in Nigeria. An airport that never. I'm happy that he said it's an audio airport, because the airport is on audio.
He told Okeze to return the money back.
Yeah. And the same person was nominated as one of the people that will get ambassadorial appointment. You can see the way these people honor it's just annoying. Sometimes I hate listening to some of this thing, because it boils my. Sometimes when I don't listen, I don't know which type of virus VOP has been injecting to some of their listeners. That when you say no, it will be calling you to come and listen. When you listen, you get angry. So what type of, you know? So it just addiction. This type of addiction, I don't know whether it's addiction or virus. Which one? I don't know what it's called. But when you say you don't want to listen, you think that you are missing something the whole day, the whole week. Then you go back to listen, you get angry on the whole week and the whole day. So what is it? I don't know. Yeah. To be honest, I'm not happy.
Sorry, Tony.
Since I've been calling on this VOP, I always try to be careful the way nobody will say I have used the wrong word or anything. I have been trying to kind of navigate the ways that I'm using. I made my points across, not to insult anybody. But when you listen to somebody, you just embezzle the whole state. And that governor was, I think he was also a lecturer or a what? And will I use the word academician? I'm sure one of them. And he owned, and he owned all these people. He owed them not to pay them. Is it not? Is it not embarrassing? Is it not wickedness at the highest level?
It is, Tony Chukwude. It is. You've taken more time. We need to take other calls. Okay. Please keep being loyal to VOP. We'll give you factual information. Tony, enjoy your weekend. All right, 080-3692-9933. That's the number. Hello. Waiting now. You see, now you Tony just talk about. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, sir.
Hi. Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. Yeah.
Please
this is
your name. Yes. Location, please.
From Akoka, as usual.
All right. Please go ahead.
Greetings to your guest.
Greetings.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Where do I start from? Is there any institution that is working as we speak in this country? The judiciary, the lawmakers, any of the government institutions you can think of, which one is working properly? None as we speak. Look at the case of the lady that was accusing Natasha. She's for the government, so she knows nothing will happen to her. More reason she's leveling up that allegation. Nothing will happen to her. That is why she can come out. She has the record. You know, you said she lacked integrity.
Yes,
according to her record.
Said.
Yes, there are records.
There are records too. That she has a fraudulent whatever to respond to, so there's no integrity.
So she believes nothing will happen to her. More reason she's coming up with that. Look at the case of even our president. Each time people want to commend him, it's always on negative strategy, on negativity, not positivity. We talk more about politics, not governance. Of which we should be talking about governance, not politics. It's always it's good when it comes to politicking. How about governance? Why is he a president? As we speak today, this country is far worse than he met it. Far worse than they met it in 2015. And each time we want to talk about the bad governance, those who are on their payroll will come up with so many funny lies. I saw the video Titology posted concerning the refinery, showing us a barbed wire that the refinery is working. I don't know if you saw the video too.
I saw the video. Now I wanted to play.
It couldn't go round. But showing us barbed wire that the refinery is working. You can imagine how they've turned this country to, as what they've turned this country to. Propaganda from day one till now. No country tries on propaganda. It's a matter of time. Look at the acquisition around Sheyi Tinubu as well.
As in that one is more.
The other day was shouting his father is the president we've ever had. Look at the way things are in the country. I believe what the guy said, because I believe he knew the penalty behind what he's doing. He can't just come out and lay those allegations. So I choose to believe him 100%. Obi is the only threat to all of them, including Chowore. If Obi speak, you see them tackling Obi, all of them from Chowore down to APC. So you begin to wonder, what has Obi done to them? For someone to be a governor and to be the only person that has not been threatened with the EFCC. It is easy. The only person that has not been threatened with the EFCC. And yet when you speak, they will tell you don't know what you are saying. Good evening.
Good evening, Rami. Thank you so much for calling. Hello, good evening. How are you? Turn down the volume of your radio. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you,
well
sir?
Done.
Thank
Fine,
you.
Ma.
What's your name?
The truth.
Calling from the town of Injustice.
Exactly, Ma. God bless you.
You're welcome, sir.
Why thanking you for a job well done.
Thank you.
And all the guests who are speaking truth to the government, I thank all of them. I won't be able to mention their name.
Barrister Evans,
straight to the point. Straight to the point.
Okay.
Straight to the point. If the head is rotten, the head, every part of the body to affect every part of the body. The head, our leader, our president, check his accidents, check his background up to today. So all people gather with him, they are the same, of the same blood pressure. There is no truth in the presidency. So where will we find the truth? School that was not established, Tinubu said they are Spartans of the school in Lagos State. Is that the truth? Righteousness exalts a nation. Righteousness. There's no righteousness in all the institutions. Only a revolution can resolve this country. The truth is bitter. So I'm saying the truth. The head is rotten. The head. So this affects the Senate, President. You just mentioned the House. You just mentioned the judiciary, the INET. You just mentioned the institution. Badly corrupt. There's no truth. And God has blessed us. Only the masses, we the masses, only I don't know what we can do to rescue this country from these wicked people. Very wicked, very self-centered. Well done, Jerry. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Mr. Truth. Thank you for calling. So I'd like to take some messages now. We'll soon be wrapping up this program. So let me take some reactions. First of all, we'll start from YouTube and then we'll head on to WhatsApp. So Adebayo Damilola says, why is the name somehow? I'm sure referring to Professor Mweke. Chuka Ekwe says, good evening, my VOP family. Nothing to say but thank God for life. Franklin A says, frankly, I'm not going to use that word that you use. Bobby Uzoma, okay, Bobby says, Akpabio, step aside till you are proven guiltless. Surplus link, Madam, you are Duru indeed. Terrible testimonial against Ezekwesili. How much did Natasha have to bribe Ezekwesili? This Nigerian insult will never know an end. What a shame. Bobby Uzoma says, if Akpabio steps aside, the fearful coward senators would expose him more. Bobby Uzoma says, Sheyi is more, not be me. Obed Orji, if what NANS president said is true, then it is a shame and quite unfortunate. Obed Orji is a show. Esther, what you can really do. I'll try, no be like that. Ngozi, good evening, Esther. This woman is a lie, honestly. Where have you been since the case started? You should go and sit down. Your plans will not work. A professor talking like this. A professor talking as an illiterate. I think she's referring to that woman, Sandra Duru. Ike Dichuku Leonard. I don't think anything good can come out of someone whose name is Professor Mweke. She must be among those paid to blackmail Senator Natasha. Did Tinubu not present fake bishops to us up Niger? J Pay says, Esther, you're asking the wrong question. You can't ask the devil why he is evil. Okay, Babatunde Awolaja, Esther, I'm pained and bothered about the level of corruption in Nigeria. Who can we, the youth, look up to as mentors? Gone are the days we used to have people to who we can look up to. I am crying. Please don't cry. Please don't cry. You can be the change. Siandu Wafo, it's not because of... Sandy, what did you say? If not because of the crucial issues the station treats, I wouldn't be tuning in. Why? The frequency is no longer funny. I don't hear most of the discussion from Ayobo Ibaja. More gadgets can be put in place. All right, thank you so much for that, CND Wafo. Samuel Smiles, good evening, Pretty Esther, and good evening to you, amazing guests. I so much love how Barrister Evans breaks down his analysis. He should be invited frequently on the show. The end of APC is imminent. If you know what it took to bring Barrister Evans to fail here, go. CND Wafo, I don't have data to be watching on YouTube, but the kind of maltreatment I am getting from this network providers, I'm really missing Barrister Darlington. Please, when next is he speaking? One name wine. He'll be coming on Monday. Lawson Amadi, I CND Wafo, Barrister Darlington, man of the people, will be live on Monday. Okay, little mistakes. If Oshibajo was the person that APC brought out, I swear nobody for no Peter Obi. If APC meant well for Nigerians, it would have given us a better candidate. Little mistakes goes again. Next NANS news came up. Natasha's news is now being used to silence it. That young man needs justice, because if the good people keep quiet, evil prevails. Let's not allow any evil further. Babatunde Awolaja, Fulbara apologies for Wike's chameleon way. Once it takes back his mandate, the show of supremacy and show of power continues. Mark my words. Livinus Obi, I'm tired of this country. Esther, Are you single and searching? Livinus. So you're tired of the country or marriage, or you want to marry? Is that what will solve your problem? One Ngozi, exactly 100. What is happening to me? I don't really know what VOP is using to hypnotize some of us. I have tried not to be listening, but to no avail. God help me. Don't stop listening. Please don't stop. All right, we're working together. We must bring change to the country by having these conversations on a daily. Obed Orji, sincerely speaking, the caller Mr. Tony has said it all. VOP radio station is very attractive, very contagious, very infectious, to say the least. The radio station has grace. We'll always listen to it. Thank you very much. I think that's all the message we have on YouTube. Let's come on to WhatsApp. I think God has blessed us with VOP to speak up and to liberate ourselves. The voice of the people is the voice of God. So enough of lamenting, complaining, and speaking heavy grammar, ignoring the solution. I have always been an advocate. I'm a fan of Randy Peter. Reason why I like him was because he always prescribed solutions, not complaining. I'm from Osun State. I don't believe in tribalism, religion, or nepotism. I believe in unity, oneness, and togetherness. So let's concentrate on the solution to flush out this terrible and clueless government out of power. Esther, please, I don't know if I can advertise what I do. I'm into cargo and logistics, both local and international. So I would love people to patronize me. My contact number is 0916770423. Airlift Cargo and Logistics. James from Command. All right, James, I've done free adverts for you. Well done. So let's take more messages. Good evening to you too. Good evening, Esther and fellow VOP listeners. I'm in Konya, Chris, and Lagos. I plead for us to do away with this unimaginable Nweke. She is bought over, lacks integrity. If you listen carefully, you will see and understand that she was acted to convince her audience in her voice. It's a script play out. It's a constructed pitchback. She failed to be composed. Good evening, VOP. My name is Mohammed from Maza. Natasha and the Senate President should please stop all this drama. Nigeria's economy is beating Nigerians so hard. May God save us. All right. And also, Sheyi Tinubu needs to apologize to this man. He's a father. He's the worst president Nigerian can ever have. I have lost a lot since APC came into power. Sorry. I salute you, my gallant female radio producer and presenter. Thank you, Esther, including our gallant wise men in the house. How was your morale for this beautiful evening? The motivation messages for this beautiful evening: it's important to carefully consider outcomes before acting. From also Morale, Lieutenant General T.A. Labaja, Army Cantonment, Ikeja. Good evening, Queen Esther, VOP Shakanadi from Alabaru. I said this before. Atiku and Peter Obi are the cause of Nigerians' problems today for refusing to step down for each other. Nigerians should just vote only one of them. They were wise to understand politics very well. The actions of this woman today will have negative consequences. They should have considered the impact, as their actions may deprive many deserving beneficiaries of River State Women's Empowerment Program. Abidin from Bagada. Good evening, Esther, Mr. Tochiku. When you are making reference to religion or religious body, be reminded that it's not only Christianity that is existing religion in the world or in Nigeria. Observe this the last time we discussed in this station. Every religion should share the same blame when it comes to moral failures. It's good you balance your analysis on this whenever you make reference to religion. Amici from Mafoluku. Good evening, Esther and your guest. It's very unfortunate that First Lady has become the most disrespected First Lady in Nigeria. No charisma, family baggages here and there. The moral lessons: if you cannot correct your husband in the other room of the euphemisms and shenanigans going on in the country, then she should bear with Nigerian women. I'm super proud of beautiful women of River State. That's the way to go. Ezekiel from Ejigbo. All right, I have Ambassador Philip Asonu right here to give us an angle to making money. Ambassador Philip Asonu, how are you this beautiful Friday evening? Come on, continue. Go on board.
I'm fine.
We can listen to you. Go ahead, Ambassador.
Okay.
Sorry, it's the seat, but trust me, we can hear you. We can hear you absolutely very well. How are you, sir?
I'm all right.
Well done. I'm fine.
Okay.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yes, please go ahead.
Saying that he was not happy for the Friday.
This is not things are just get us a be,
first
sir.
of all, you should be grateful to God for being alive. Anyway, you know, we have been talking about politics. At the end of the day, every Nigerian need money.
Exactly. That's why you're
if
here.
All of us have money, I don't think we will bother about
exactly.
the government.
Show us the way.
So that's the reason why all the time we come in here to talk to people. You know, the more we talk about issues surrounding us, the hardship, the government, if we have money in our pocket, so many things will be silent. So it's a matter of you as a person making sure that you get information and knowledge that can help you to make the money. And that's why by tomorrow, which is Saturday, we're organizing a business summit and training in particular is a training that can help people to understand what they have in their hand. They have at least something that can help them make money. And somebody will ask me, what is it? I said, the mobile phone in your hand. Let it not be smarter than you. You call it smartphone, some people call it Android phone, big phone. They have the capacity or the ability to help you make some money with you. For example, there are people today that have a lot of shops online. They are doing their business, they are making their money. But what we are going to be teaching you tomorrow is about how you can use those applications, you know, to help yourself financially. It's not Yahoo. Neither somebody is asking you to come and invest and tomorrow you're looking for where your money is. No. We are talking about something we teach you, you use it by yourself. Whether you are doing business or not, it can help you and show you the way to make money. All right? So you need to come with your smartphone. Okay. It's very, very important. You come along with your smartphone. Make sure you put data on it because it's going to be an online training. All right, even though it's physical. Then secondly, we need to understand that there is something we call artificial intelligence. Some of you that use Facebook will easily understand. There's Meta AI today. When you ask me any question, it will tell you. So we are going to teach you how to use some certain kind of AI in the area of marketing, and it can become one of your marketing tools that you can use to do your business, or for those who are coming into business newly, it will actually help you in getting customers around Lagos or around Nigeria or any other country of your choice. So tomorrow is really a D-Day. We have 2 sessions, morning session and afternoon session. If you really want to make money for yourself, make sure you find yourself at Ikeja tomorrow. You can either come for 10:30 a.m. morning session or you can come for 1 p.m. second session, that's afternoon. So we are to teach you how to make money by yourself, not giving company money and losing your money. You know what is going on today. A lot of people have given money to companies and they have lost their money. So we would like you, if you are interested, to be there tomorrow, either in the morning session or in the afternoon session. Just text to us. I will give you the number right now. Text us yes 10:30 a.m. or yes 1 p.m. and the number is 091 62 49 24 44 091 62 49 24 44. Like I said before, you need to find a way to make money even while you sleep. Tomorrow is the D-Day for your training. All road leads to Ikeja tomorrow. So we have morning session 10:30 a.m. and we have afternoon session 1 p.m. We can't say much here, but we have the training tomorrow. So make sure you are part of it. And if you get text from us, send it to your brother, to your sister, to your people in your contact that lives in Lagos. Take the number one more time: 091 62 49 24 44 091 62 49 24 44.
All right, Ambassador Philip Asone, thank you so much. I sincerely do appreciate you coming to give us that insight on how to make money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a few messages and we need to round up because it's already time has elapsed. Good evening, VOP crew. It's so unfortunate that we can never have a week in this country to talk about good things with our leaders. Thanks for always bringing people who are speaking truth to power. Aneke, thank you so much for your message. Today I entered a big bus. Man, everyone was dejected, looking malnourished and sad. I just pray good things should happen to us in 2027. Tony from Alagbadu. Good evening, Esther Machuku. Mr. Tochukwu is a barrister in the house and entire VOP family. It's very sad that we have found ourselves in this horrific situation. These people don't care about us. On the lady who accused Senator Natasha of lying against Akpabio, she's just seeking attention. Mentioning Rufai Oseni's name shows she's fake. Prince Samuel Ofobise Oje from Ajagunle Apapa, Lagos. And good evening in the studio. Sincerely, I feel God has really really hardened the heart of the president, like Pharaoh, to pull him out of that seat by God's grace, knowing full well that this subsidy removal is the main cause of the suffering of Nigerians. Yet he hardened his heart from bringing subsidy back and planned ways to better the life of Nigerians. Just like Rivers woman rejected the gifts of the sole administrator's wife, booed her in Rivers State. Same will happen in 2027's election by God's grace. What's your name? You didn't tell us your name. Always write your name when you send messages. It's very, very important. Okay. All right. Hi, Esther. Greetings to you all. I just marvel. Many Nigerians want to vote against the ruling party, but forgetting that their votes will be split at the end under this current electoral system of the first past the polls, right? Unless we have max of 3 candidates at presidential election, will remain in this quagmire. Kudos to your guests. And Benga Ola from Fadi. All right, somebody said, Sheyi should be careful. He's not the president. Okay. You didn't tell us your name. Good evening, VOP. Let's continue praying for our country, Nigeria. God will deliver us one day. It's just a matter of years. From John Ikemefuna from Ijikunle Mushin. Thanks. Esther, Tinubu is an election Democrat. He doesn't understand governance, nor does he care about people or nuances of economic development. He raises revenue for his own use and definitely not for the benefit of people he's governing. This is Mazio K. Ifedi is my name. Thank you very much. This is from Ade. Good evening, Ade. It's safe to say that Nigeria has been turned to a gangster paradise. Courtesy this government. Look at what happened to that NANS president being battered by the president's son. Allegedly, the president's son has denied. Please, let's be careful. Like father, like son, they say. That is why education has been destroyed. It's the foundation that brought this government into power is not credible. That's why we're in this nightmare. The worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Beautiful VOP with nice people. God's will this station. Good evening, Esther. Please tell that man who said he's going that he will live long in Jesus' name. Nothing will ever happen to him until 95 years plus. Mark Modest. Thank you very much, Mark Modest. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to wrap up. Mr. Tochukwu Izukama, what's your final take? Come close to the mic.
Well, my final take is that
sorry.
Things are not going right in Nigeria, and the president's son, the strange thing about the first we had a first daughter. Nobody hears much about her lately, but the first son has become a pain in the neck for the whole country. He needs to down pedal. But he cannot be doing all these things without the knowledge and approval or at least acquiescence of the father. So evidently the father knows what he's doing and the father can put him in check if the father wants. And so that's the thing. We need to be more sensitive to the betterment of the people than just one young man throwing his weight about as though he is a demigod.
All right. Barrister Evans Ufeli.
Yeah, well, things are not going right. That's very acknowledged by everyone. But I think Nigerians should not give up. We may all be living at the verge of survival. And it's going to take a very long time for us to reclaim this country. A very long time. Because we have allowed things to really deteriorate. So whilst we journey through this very unfortunate edge of life, we should be optimistic, knowing that someday, sometime in the nearest future, Nigeria will become great again.
Thank you, Barrister Evans Ufeli. Favor. Thank you for your message. We've run out, but I understand what you're saying. So, Favor, thank you so much for sending your messages. Don't worry. We'll continue with the political spotlight on Sunday. Have yourself an amazing Friday evening. My name is Esther Nnwachuku. It's Instagram at Esther Nwaz, ESTANWAZ. On Facebook at Esther Nnwachuku. On Facebook is at Barrister Evans Ufeli. Tochukwu is a camera on Facebook as well. And on YouTube, ESTIQMEDIA. Across all social media platforms at VOP 903 FM. We love you. Enjoy and have yourself an amazing weekend. Bye for now.